How Minato Namikaze crafted the deadliest fighting style in Naruto history. Yo, picture this. A battlefield going crazy, explosions everywhere, and then, out of nowhere, a yellow flash slices through the chaos. Blink once, and boom, it's over. One man just ended an entire squad before they even saw him move. That's Minato Namikaze, the yellow flash of the leaf. The guy so fast, enemy commanders literally told their troops to run on sight. But how did he become that dangerous? How does one ninja break the limits of time itself? Stay locked in, because today, Anime Edit Saga is diving deep into the legend of the Fourth Hokage, and trust me, this is pure insanity. What's up, Ninja Legends? Welcome back to Anime Edit Saga, the spot where we break down the most insane anime moments ever. If you're hyped to see how Minato rewrote the rules of speed, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a single flash. Let's get it. The Legend of the Yellow Flash. A name that echoed fear. In the Naruto universe, few names carried the weight of Minato Namikaze's. Known as the Yellow Flash of the Leaf, he was a force so terrifying that during the Third Great Ninja War, the Stone Village issued a chilling decree. Flee on sight. Spot Minato on the battlefield. Your only option was to run, fast, because facing him meant facing death itself. This wasn't just a rumor, it was a battlefield reality, etched into the minds of every shinobi who crossed his path. What made Minato so lethal? It wasn't raw power like Hashirama Senju's world-shaking wood release or Madara Uchiha's godlike might. No, Minato's strength lay in his finesse, a deadly combination of unmatched speed, strategic genius, and a fighting style so precise it left no room for counterattacks. His arsenal, centered around the Flying Thunder God, his signature kunai, and the iconic Rasengan, made him a phantom on the battlefield, untouchable and unstoppable. So how did Minato forge a fighting style that turned him into a living legend? Let's start with the cornerstone of his dominance, speed. Speed beyond comprehension. The yellow flash in motion in Minato wasn't just fast, he was the fastest shinobi in the Naruto universe until the war arc in Naruto Shippuden. His natural movement speed was a marvel, outpacing 99.9% of his opponents with ease. To most, he was a blur, a streak of yellow that vanished before they could react. But raw speed was only the beginning of his arsenal. The Flying Thunder God technique elevated Minato's speed to a whole new level. This teleportation jutsu allowed him to jump instantaneously between marked locations, making him a ghost on the battlefield. One moment, he was in front of you. The next, he was gone, striking from an angle you never saw coming. This wasn't just offensive power, it was defensive mastery. Minato could evade nearly any attack by teleporting away, leaving enemies swinging at thin air. In the Kakashi Gaiden arc, we see this in action. Facing a battalion of stone ninjas, Minato instructs his team to scatter his marked kunai across the battlefield. What follows is a massacre so swift, it's over in seconds. One ally remarks, "Don't blink, or you'll miss it." And miss it, they did. Minato's speed, combined with his teleportation, made him untouchable, slashing through enemies with lethal precision. But speed alone doesn't make a legend. How did Minato turn this into a weapon of mass destruction? Let's dive into his deadliest tool, the kunai. The kunai, a simple blade, a lethal legacy. At first glance, Minato's weapon of choice seems unremarkable, a kunai. But his three-pronged kunai, etched with the Flying Thunder God seal, was anything but ordinary. These blades were the backbone of his fighting style, transforming a simple tool into a weapon of unparalleled destruction. By scattering these marked kunai across the battlefield, Minato created a network of teleportation points, giving him complete control over the fight. In the Kakashi Gaiden flashback, we witness the devastating power of this strategy. Minato teleports from kunai to kunai, slashing through stone ninjas with surgical accuracy. His attacks are so fast that enemies don't even realize they're dead until it's too late. This wasn't just combat, it was art, a deadly dance where Minato was always 10 steps ahead. But what made his kunai so effective? In the Naruto universe, bladed weapons are disproportionately powerful. While characters can withstand earth-shattering punches or chakra blasts, a single slice from a blade can end them. Minato capitalized on this, using his kunai to deliver precise, lethal strikes. In one stunning moment, he even cuts through an entire tail of the 8 tails, a feat that defies logic given the kunai's size. His confidence in his blade was unshakable, believing it could pierce even the Fourth Hokage's lightning cloak, something Sasuke's Chidori barely managed. But what happens when Minato faces opponents who can keep up with his speed? Let's explore his epic clash with A and B. Outwitting the elite. Minato versus A and B. Minato's brilliance wasn't just in his techniques, it was in his ability to adapt. His fight against A, the future Fourth Hokage, and Killer B, the 8 Tails Jinchuriki, is a perfect example. A, cloaked in his lightning armor, was nearly as fast as Minato, while B wielded the raw power of a tailed beast. This was no ordinary challenge. Minato's response. He scattered his marked kunai across the battlefield, creating a web of teleportation points. When A charged with blinding speed, Minato left a kunai hanging in the air, teleported away, and let A's momentum carry him past. Before A could recover, Minato was behind Killer B, kunai at his throat. The fight lasted mere seconds, yet Minato had both at his mercy. What's remarkable is Minato's confidence in his kunai. He believed it could pierce A's lightning cloak, a defense that shrugged off Sasuke's sword strikes. This wasn't arrogance. It was the assurance of a shinobi who had honed his craft to perfection. Yet, in a rare moment of mercy, Minato spared A and B, respecting their strength and choosing not to end the fight with a kill. But Minato wasn't a one-trick pony. When his kunai wasn't enough, he had another weapon up his sleeve. Let's talk about the Rasengan. The Rasengan, Minato's trump card. While Minato's kunai was his go-to weapon, the Rasengan was his ultimate ace. This spinning ball of chakra, created by Minato himself, was reserved for the most formidable opponents. We see it in action during his clash with Obito Uchiha, who Minato initially mistook for Madara. In a duel where the first to land a hit would win, Minato used the Flying Thunder God to dodge Obito's Kamui and deliver a devastating Rasengan, proving its power against even the most broken abilities. Minato rarely used the Rasengan before the war arc, likely due to its high chakra cost. But when he did, it was a game-changer. In the Minato one-shot manga, he unleashed it against the Nine Tails, showing its ability to tackle even-tailed beasts. During the war arc, as an Edo Tensei with near-limitless chakra, he used it more freely, but in life, it was a carefully timed trump card. So, what tied Minato's techniques together into the deadliest fighting style? Let's uncover his philosophy of lethal precision. The philosophy of lethal precision. Minato's mindset. Minato's fighting style wasn't just about speed or techniques. It was about a philosophy that set him apart. Unlike his son Naruto, who could overwhelm foes with endless chakra and shadow clones, Minato didn't have that luxury. His chakra reserves, while substantial, weren't on par with an Uzumaki's. To compensate, he developed a mindset of lethal precision. Every move had to be perfect, every strike had to kill, and every fight had to end quickly. This philosophy was forged in the fires of the Third Great Ninja War, where the Leaf Village faced attacks from the Stone, Cloud, and Mist villages. As one of the Leaf's greatest assets, Minato had to dispatch enemies with ruthless efficiency. His battles were surgical. Teleport, slash, teleport again. He didn't linger, didn't waste chakra, and never got hit. The Flying Thunder God ensured he could evade any attack, while his kunai ensured his enemies didn't get a second chance. This approach was evident in every fight. Against the Stone Ninjas, he wiped out a battalion in seconds. Against A and B, he outmaneuvered 2 elite shinobi in a flash. Even against Obito, he ended the fight with a single, perfectly timed Rasengan. Minato's battles were over before his opponents could blink, a testament to his philosophy of speed and precision. Hey, we're halfway through this epic breakdown at Anime Edit Saga. If you're loving this dive into Minato's genius, hit that like button and subscribe to join our ninja community. Drop a comment if you want a video on how Minato could have evolved if he'd lived longer. Now let's explore the limits of his fighting style. Facing the unbeatable. Minato's rare weaknesses, even a legend like Minato had limits. His kunai slashes, while devastating, couldn't penetrate every defense. For instance, Sasuke's Susanoo ribcage or the Raikage's fully powered lightning cloak might have blocked his attacks. In these cases, Minato would turn to the Rasengan. But against god-tier opponents like Jubito, even the Rasengan was ineffective, as his truth-seeking orbs could nullify ninjutsu. Yet, Minato's greatest strength was his elusiveness. If an opponent could counter his attacks, he could simply teleport away. His ability to escape made him nearly impossible to defeat. The only way to beat Minato was to nullify his entire arsenal: speed, Flying Thunder God, kunai, and Rasengan, and even then, catching him was a near-impossible task. Obito's Kamui, arguably the most broken jutsu in Naruto, couldn't stop Minato, proving just how slippery the Yellow Flash was. But what could Minato have achieved with more time? Let's dive into his untapped potential. The unfinished legacy. Minato's lost potential. Minato's story is one of tragic brilliance. At just 24 years old, he died sealing the Nine Tails to save the Leaf Village, cutting short a career that could have reshaped the shinobi world. Yet, even in his short life, he crafted the deadliest fighting style in Naruto history. What could he have achieved with more time? According to the Naruto databooks, Minato had access to fire, wind, lightning, and yang release. His name, Namikaze, Wind Wave, suggests he was destined to develop a wind-style Rasengan, similar to Naruto's Rasen Shuriken. This S-rank jutsu would have transformed his already lethal arsenal, allowing him to cut through even the toughest defenses. Imagine a Rasengan that could slice millions of times in a second. Combined with Minato's speed and teleportation, it would have been unstoppable. Minato's genius was evident in his ability to create the Rasengan and master the Flying Thunder God, feats that took others years to replicate. Given more time, he likely would have developed new jutsu, perhaps even rivaling Naruto's Rasen Shuriken. His untimely death robbed the world of a shinobi who could have reached unimaginable heights. So, what made Minato's fighting style the deadliest in Naruto history? Let's wrap this up with his enduring legacy. The eternal Yellow Flash, Minato's lasting impact. Minato Namikaze wasn't just a ninja, he was a legend who redefined what it meant to be a shinobi. His Flying Thunder God gave him unmatched battlefield control, his kunai delivered lethal precision, and his Rasengan was a trump card for the toughest foes. But it was his philosophy, quick, elegant, and brutal, that made him the deadliest shinobi of his time. He didn't just fight, he ended fights before they could begin. In the Third Great Ninja War, Minato turned the tide for the Leaf Village, earning a flea-on-sight order that cemented his legacy as the Yellow Flash. His death at 24 was a tragedy, but his impact lives on in every kunai thrown, every Rasengan spun, and every ninja inspired by his brilliance. What did you think of Minato's fighting style? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you loved this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to Anime Edit Saga, and hit the notification bell for more epic Naruto content. Want a video on how powerful Minato could have become? Let us know. Thanks for joining the saga, and we'll see you in the next one.